Hello and welcome to day 8 of 40 Days of Habit, and today's theme is routine. So a good friend of mine, Jenny Flintoft, says that if you want breakthrough, break a routine. Because as we discovered a couple of days ago when I was talking about resistance, our brain is wired to look for shortcuts and create patterns and create routine. And there's something about when we're trying to change anything, that actually if we break some routines, it can signal to our brain that something new is happening and almost shake us up from that default mode, shake us up from the kind of status quo and wake us up out of autopilot. So for example, I remember years ago when I gave up smoking, I noticed that I had to change my lunchtime routine at work because that's when I really wanted to have a smoke. So I changed the route that I'd walk to work. I think I even changed what I ate for lunch. I looked for people to join me, so I asked somebody to come with me and we'd go for a walk and we'd talk. Well, I'd probably do most of the talking and I think they did a lot of the listening, but it gave my mouth something to do. I also started reading. And what I found was that by creating some different routines, by doing some things differently, it almost gave my brain a different signal. It's like I'm not doing the usual things, so therefore I'm not missing the smoking quite so much because I'm doing a new thing. So, new paths, new routines, it's okay. It helps to kind of shake things up a little bit. Whenever I'm working with people on emails and challenging people's email addiction, a couple of things that I suggest. One is to change your startup window. So on Outlook, for example, you can actually change what window it opens up to. So the default is it opens up to your inbox. But if you find that you're checking in your inbox or living in your inbox and looking at it far too often, you can maybe change the startup window to calendar, for example. So it's like, let's look at what I have going on in my world before I look at what's going on in other people's world. One of my colleagues actually noticed recently that when she turned off the message preview pane on Outlook, she was like, oh my goodness, this is so much easier. I'm kind of getting my inbox to zero much quicker. I'm filtering through the stuff I don't really need to pay attention to. Like, it's made a massive difference just changing the layout of how things look on my screen. If you're challenging your screen addiction on your phone, for example, so if it's like I'm always looking on Facebook or I'm always looking on that game or I'm always looking on email, then maybe move the icon. So instead of having it on the first screen, maybe moving it to like you've got to swipe a couple of times to go find the icon. So bury it a little bit deeper. So it's not like quick, take my phone out of my pocket, click on it, and before I know it, I'm already in there. If you're feeling brave, you could even take it off your phone entirely. I remember an experiment a little while ago where I started plugging in my phone downstairs. So plug it in downstairs instead of next to the bed. And what that meant was when you wake up in the morning or even just when you're going to sleep, it's like you're not tempted to check because it's like, oh, I've got to go all the way downstairs if I want to have a look. I don't care about it that much. And so it kind of breaks that routine a little bit. So what could you change in terms of your routines to help support the new habit that you're trying to create? Now, it could be something related to the habit, or it could be something entirely unrelated. So I know some people, when they're trying to build a new habit, they just decide to, wear something different, or take a different route to work or to school, or eat something different for lunch. And there's something about even just when we change our surroundings and change our environment, it helps to give a signal to our brain that something new is happening, and therefore it helps to shake us up from that autopilot mode. It helps us to wake up from the default status quo and go, oh, okay, what do you want me to do here? What shall I do? And it helps us to make those conscious decisions about what we want to do instead of the kind of subconscious, unconscious autopilot mode of just doing what we've always done before. So give that a go. Let me know what routines you decide to change. Let me know how it goes, and I will see you tomorrow for day 9.